Oh, yeah. White makes right in Mexico. It always has. You could blame the Spaniards for that, but the darker you are, the more hated you're going to be, or more dismissed as just really subhuman. And, it's so subtle. It's so, actually not subtle. It's so blatant, but it's so ingrained into Mexican families. So my brother, God bless him, he's an awesome guy. He's also the darkest guy in the family. And so my aunt and my mom, as a pet name, when he was a kid, they'd call him, oh, mi prieto azabache, basically my savage black man.
Wow.
Absolutely. I mean, technically, that's a term used for horses. So really, my savage black animal. And, shout out to Gabriel the apprentice, my brother there. But yeah, that's what they would call him.
Wow.
And they loved him. They were all nice. But that's just how ingrained racism is to Mexicans. No one hates Mexicans more than Mexicans. That's something that's very painful for me to admit, but it's the absolute truth.
But why is that, though?
Well, you could blame, God, let's see, centuries of being subjugated by the Spaniards, by the Aztecs, by the Gabachos, by ourselves. It's just so much self-hatred within that just starts building upon yourself. I mean, it's really a psychological thing more than anything. You'd think, though, that here in the United States, we'd break out of that. But now, once you get here, really quick story. So the darkest skinned Mexicans that aren't Afro-Mexicans in Mexico are Oaxacans, from the state of Oaxaca all the way down in southern Mexico. So when Oaxaca, in Mexico, they're hated because they're basically indigenous still. A lot of them don't even speak Spanish as a first language. So they're basically Indians. So when they started coming to Southern California in the 1980s, they would not settle in East Los Angeles because of all the racism and discrimination they were going to face. Instead, they settled in Pacific Palisades. Of all the places in Southern California,
good spot.
The poorest Mexicans in Mexico ended up in Santa Monica and Pacific Palisades to be as far away from Mexicans as possible.
Wow.
That's true story. Absolute true story.